Well, Paul, lively game, great start. Couldn't quite carry it through to the 90 minutes.
Yeah, we thought the first probably 30 minutes was some of the best football that we played. We played some good stuff this year, but that 30 minutes, if you watch it back, it was consistent pressure, consistent pressing of the ball. I think we got 15 crosses in the first half. Problem with football is you often need that second goal, and so it proved today. We dominated the game but didn't score enough goals, and it was an unfortunate penalty to concede. It was a penalty, and Ross was probably an inch away from saving it. But that was Bath's bit of luck on the day. But I thought they earned their luck as well. I thought they worked really hard. Obviously, new manager, team worked very, very hard for him. And we huffed and puffed a bit second half. That last 20 minutes, we got a real head of steam up again, and so many crosses just not hitting the target and whatever. But I hear that Ebbsfleet have drawn, and Gosport and Maidstone and us have all drawn, so it's almost as you are and go again. And to be honest, where we're at with the 11 we could get out, and Tom's still not being quite right, and the others not being out, it's not the worst result in the world. And if we can go to Basingstoke Tuesday and pick up 3, then it's been a good weekend.
After the all went on Tuesday night, it was a great start to score so early today. It must have lifted everybody.
Yeah, well, we had a long chat Thursday. It wasn't a very hard session Thursday because we only had about 6 that could train. But what we did emphasise was that we've been on a fantastic run. The side was particularly disrupted on Saturday without Fitchett and McAllister and Bolinara. You lose your goals at your team, and that's what happens. I thought the effort today was fantastic from them, and they deserve a lot of credit for Tuesday night. To go to extra time, with the team that we had out with the injuries within that team, a lot of people played there that might not have played. I've had a few players in other teams that wouldn't have played on Tuesday night, so a lot of credit to our players. And I thought today was that they were a bit unlucky, if I'm being honest.
We were able to get Kevin O'Mankwa back in the side.
He's a big player for us. I think his presence of getting forward, especially in that first half, it's the first 45-50 minutes that he really puts the crosses in, and with him and Ross Stern working together, I thought it was brilliant. Both him and Sterney first half were outstanding. Pleased for Ross as well, good goal, but I thought his overall performance was outstanding today.
And just one moment towards the end where we thought we might have nicked it, and although gone out of play, I've got to say, terrific finish by Tommy Wright. That's the real problem.
Yeah, well, that's what we see from Tommy in training. As I said, he's back with us now. Especially with the injuries as well. And we put him and Rion on. That shows we've got confidence in both of them. Had no qualms putting both of them on, and Rion almost had that chance as well, didn't he? It fell to him. It just wouldn't drop down for him to have a clear shot and goal. But we'll give the youngsters a chance. That's where we're at. We got a squad of 18. We've got 6 injured. In comes Tommy Wright and Rion, and they get a chance.
How are we looking for Basingstoke on Tuesday? Anybody out likely to come
the
back?
only one that's likely to come back is, I'm hoping that Dan Spence might have recovered. Tom Bolinara will definitely now be fit because he managed to get 10-15 minutes into his lungs today. Believe it or not, Sean Cooper might have tweaked his thigh in the warm-up. So again, you look round on the bench today, Bailey wasn't fit, nor was Cooper, which meant it left us with Rion and Tommy, and not a lot else really.
As you said, quite a big week coming up with two tough away trips, Basingstoke and Hampstead.
Yeah, Hemel we always find a hard game. It's always tough up there, and Basingstoke are fighting for their lives as well. Don't know how they got on today, but it will be a tough game again. Every away game's a tough game, as most games are in this league. But we cemented again in 3rd place. Got a game in hand on Maidstone. I think things are good at the minute with 16 games is it to go.
And you say that, but you say about the battling for their lives, no easy games. And of course, Bath had lost their last 5 going into today and didn't look like a side on a run. 5 games.
No, but that's a change of management. That's what a change of management does. He's also had 2 to 3 weeks now to work with his players because he's had 2 games called off. And I think, I'm not being rude to the previous incumbent, but if they'd have worked as hard for the other manager as they did for him today, they wouldn't be in this position. They're a team that were top of the league in September, October. And you look at their players that they've got out there, and there's hundreds and hundreds of league games amongst that team. And maybe those players need to have a little look at themselves, because if they'd have worked as hard for the previous manager, they might have got a few more results. But something wasn't right, and that's the way football is. Players often will work out the destiny for their managers, but they have put a really good shift in for Gary Owers today. A Blight not creating anything apart from that one swerve shot in the first half, and the other cracking strike from the boy in the first half as well. But that's from distance. I think Gary, by his own admission, would probably feel that he's come to set up to get a draw today, and from his perspective, tactically, he's done well. He's got his point. From our perspective, as I said, lots of good effort in the first half and play. Second half, huff and puff, but I thought so got a real head of steam up in that last 15, and that's again a real, I think, compliment to the team who must have been out on their feet, having done all that they've done. So, I'm quite happy tonight.
And on to Basingstoke on Tuesday.
Absolutely, yeah. If get as many down there as we can. As I said, if we can pick up 3 points, that then gets us into the 50-point mark territory. We know what we need to do to get into these playoffs, and we're just going to keep going. Hopefully we get Macca and Jamie Collins back within the next month, and I am looking at bringing in one other player. Certainly looking to bring a striker in next week, and that could be before the Basingstoke game. But to wait to see if the phone rings or not.
Okay, cheers, Paul.
Thanks, Tony.